Following a deadly car crash, the United States tightens truck drivers' licenses and non-citizens are fully restricted. Here is the Chinese life of little men. The news we want to talk about today has something to do with truck drivers, immigration status, and federal security. A recent fatal car accident directly detonated the United States. The US Department of Transportation immediately announced the strictest new regulations in history, and the truck driver's license applications of non-US citizens were almost completely blocked. What happened? Let's talk one by one. Click to subscribe to us before the video starts, to comment, retweet, and like this video. The cause of a car accident in Florida shocked the whole country. The story starts with a car accident in Florida. The perpetrator is an Indian truck driver. He has neither legal status nor English, but he actually got a commercial driver's license issued by California. As a result, a tragic accident occurred on the highway. Many people died, and the national public opinion was shocked. This incident became the last straw that broke the camel's back. On September 26, Transportation Secretary John Daffy urgently announced new rules that would make it impossible for non-US citizens to easily obtain commercial driver's licenses, including commercial learner's licenses, CLP and CDL commercial driver's licenses. If you want to apply, the conditions will be very strict. You must hold a legal public card and pass the federal identity verification of the SCV system. In other words, the black channel is completely dead. Digital impact: 200,000 drivers affected. At present, there are about 200,000 non-citizen drivers in the United States, of which at least 190,000 are ineligible in the first place. However, the new regulations have no retrospective efficiency, and those who have already obtained their driver's licenses will not be revoked immediately, but it may be very difficult to renew them in the future. Pointing the finger at California, Daffy criticized California by name, saying that there were serious problems in issuing driver's licenses in California. What's more, he gave an ultimatum that California must implement it within 30 days. Otherwise, $160 million in federal highway funds will be withheld and the penalty will be doubled year by year. California doesn't accept it either. The governor's spokesman responded that the fatal accident rate of commercial drivers in California is 40% lower than that in the United States, while the accident rate in Texas is nearly 50% higher than that in California. This is equivalent to slapping the federal government directly in the face. The Ministry of Communications also published an unpublished audit report which was criticized by name, including Colorado, Binjo, South Dakota, Texas, and Washington. Their standards for issuing driver's licenses do not conform to federal regulations, and what's even more outrageous is that some driver's licenses are valid longer than their legal detention period. This certainly gives the federal government more evidence. English proficiency requirements, again strengthened. In fact, truck drivers have long been required by law in the United States to speak English, but the 2016 guidelines were relaxed. If the driver's only problem is poor English, he can't stop the service directly. Trump signed an executive order in April this year overturning this article. Now, if he fails to speak English, he may lose his job. The reality of the conflict between lack of people and tightening in the industry is that there is a serious shortage of truck drivers in the United States, with a gap of up to 80,000. The industry has been complaining about the shortage of people, but the policy direction is to tighten across the board. While talking about safety, it makes the labor market worse. There are obvious political implications behind this. Positions of all parties. The federal government emphasizes safety first, and California emphasizes that we are safer and refuses to take the blame. Most truck associations support tightening and cleaning up unqualified drivers. Immigrant groups are worried that this is another exclusion, controversy point. Who will be responsible for safety? The question is, could America's truck industry still function properly if non-citizens were restricted across the board? If all the blame is put on immigrants, is it politicizing these dependent trucks? Will the transportation industry usher in higher logistics costs? My analyst, I think the essence of this incident is the politicization of security issues. A car accident is indeed serious, but it is excessive to point the finger at non-citizen drivers across the board. 16% of truck drivers in the United States are immigrants, and they are a key force in the supply chain. If this group is cut across the board, not only will the shortage of drivers intensify, but it may also push up prices and bring about a chain reaction. The real point is not who drives the car, but how to regulate it. Okay, that's all for today's news. Do you think safety comes first and the restrictions are reasonable? Or do you think this is political show sacrificing immigrants? Welcome to leave a message in the comment area for discussion. Don't forget to like and pay attention to the Chinese life of little blue people. See you next time.